Alright, it's Monday, which technically means for the DJI support battery, they said 2 working business days to give me the UPS label. So technically if they started on Friday, I guess Monday and Tuesday, tomorrow will be the last day. Who thinks they'll follow through? I did enter the case number they gave me and it looks like it's registered in the database, but again, let's see if they actually send me the UPS label and all that. I was actually reading more news about that flooding in Montreal, Quebec, and apparently there's a man and a daughter that got swept away by the flood and people are scrambling to find them, but the radius is so huge they don't really know where to look. Again, I was thinking, this is a perfect opportunity where a drone would be great. Although it does make me wonder how many police forces or search and rescue teams in Canada actually have the ability to use drones. Because again, to me, it makes the most sense to use that technology to find people. But at the same time, even if they did, with such a huge area, this is an example where probably like a recreational drone flyer would come in handy because there's so many of us. So I'm sure a bunch of us would be willing to fly up there and try to find it. But again, those laws are a little ridiculous. You guys ever see a bunch of cars in a tree log? Wouldn't it have been cool to get a drone shot of that? Just seeing all these cyclists and people here reminds me of that video I saw today. It was related to drones. It wasn't very good for the drone community, but basically I'll link it below. It dealt with somebody, I think it was like some kind of bicycle race or something like that, and someone I guess was flying a Phantom by the looks of it, and you can actually see funny enough, you can see the actual pilot go through because someone on the bike had a dash cam. And by the looks of it, it looked like the Phantom crashed into the tree, then fell on a guy's bike, and I guess it got stuck in the wheel, and then the guy basically flipped over. Now, unfortunately, these are the type of stories that dominate the headlines still, like not the positive stuff as usual. But it kind of makes me think, well, for one thing, I guess the positive aspect of it would be, like, I want people to think too, like again, like when it comes to these guys with dash cams on their bikes or their cars, why do people have no issue with these, but they have issues with drones having cameras? Again, it's just part of the hysteria where people are trying to find something they hate on drones, like a technology that they don't understand. But at the same time, like this guy is kind of dumb flying a drone like that. All around these crowded people, flying so low with a tree. Makes me think in many ways too, it's up to the retailers as well to help educate people that buy the products. Like I wouldn't mind seeing some kind of rule like that, where every product they sell has to come with some kind of, I guess, educational guide just to make sure people know what they're doing or to reference them to a site or something like that. Although funny enough, even in my personal opinion, I think Transport Canada has one of the worst sites for a new drone flyer. It's just way too aviation, like large airplane specific as opposed to a drone flyer. I mean, for me, I'm so glad I started flying every single day, like before the interim laws came in place, because you really do need to practice in the open field. So it is kind of dumb actually that you can't fly in those open fields. Like the guy I went with for the hiking during the National Drone Day, for example, like he was really rusty. You shouldn't have to go up to points like that to practice your drone flying. I mean, if anything, you're making drone flyers even more dangerous if that's the type of scenarios they have to go to practice. The only times I dared to fly that close to trees at a fast speed is in a controlled environment where I specifically wanted to try to increase my flying skills. Just like the time when I turned off the obstacle avoidance that you guys remember. I mean, even now in terms of skill building, I kind of want to try to find a place that's open and safe where you can follow like fast riding racetrack cars or something. So I think that's what I need right now to try to build up my skill further. I guess one of the other news I read today is that Petition was officially sent to Mark Garneau apparently, so he's going to hear all your guys' opinions. And from what I saw, it was a little over 3,300 signatures. Everyone's amazed with the ducks. It's interesting how they have that sign there now, but people feed anyways. And again, for the interim drone laws, to my knowledge, there should be something new being introduced next month. So I guess this was the time to submit it if you're going to do anything with it. Thinking about it too with the petition, I guess the ultimate question is, do people feel like your voice was heard by Transport Canada and the Transport Minister by signing this petition and with all the efforts so far? For me, personally, I don't think it doesn't seem like it in the sense of what you see in the media and what they're saying up at the top. It seems like it's all a wasted effort. But honestly, I think it did have an impact because even for myself personally, again, just from my personal experience, even when I started, like when I first learned about this ridiculous law, holy cow, you guys should see how much I was being attacked by like certain people. Specifically, I found most of the people that attacked me before, it seemed like people, they were already happy where the law didn't affect them in any way. But in that sense, as I went by, it seemed like it opened up people's minds. So in my opinion, it's a victory in that sense. Even with that CBC footage that you guys kind of talked about and exposed, like in my opinion, that is progress and that's what's necessary. I know for me, the balance is always about thinking about doing something that's super formal versus doing something that's more impactful for the general public. And for my opinion, like me personally, I still think the most effective way is to have that thing that connects with the general public. Because when it gets too technical or too formal, people will just be like, okay, what does that mean? How does it affect me? Why should I care? Kind of reminds me of this video actually that was trending on YouTube today I saw. It's actually related to somewhere here in BC. And apparently there's this lady kicking dogs or something like that, like puppies. And then the guy got it on film where she's like attacking him too. And then it's kind of funny in the comment, people are saying, well, you should phone like 911 or this, or contact the media. But what it took was just someone posting it on social media. People spread it around and now they're identifying the lady and all that. Like to me, that is the most effective way to go about it in terms of promoting the change, in my opinion. One of the great things about this too is it brought people together, right? So it's kind of nice to see the variety of people with different backgrounds that fly drones, because I know the stereotype is everyone's just this, you know, little kid flying it recklessly, whereas as you go through like the times recently, you can see they range from everything. Even I'm surprised in many ways of the different variety of people that have spoken up, which is fantastic, and I think that's necessary for the hobby to grow. Hey, it'd be interesting to see how this goes now. See you guys later.